Yeah, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing checking back in with y'all, man. What's going on? Shawn Porter versus Sebastian Formella is going down this Saturday on Fox PBC, August 22nd. I don't think there's many people that feel like Sebastian Formella has a great chance to win this fight, and for obvious reasons. The kid is, he ain't no kid. The dude 33 years old, you know what I'm saying? But you want to look at him like that because we really don't know too much about him. He haven't been in there with any top competition. So as far as like this level of competition, he's like a kid, you know what I'm saying? But he's 33 years old. He's 22-0, haven't tasted defeat yet, you know. And I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like I know something about Formella. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen one of his fights. I went back and watched some highlights and you know, little pieces of fights and stuff, but I've never watched the full fight of this guy. I didn't know who he was. Never knew he existed before he was announced to fight Shawn Porter this Saturday. But, you know, I think what I want to put emphasis on is Shawn Porter and his resume and his willingness to fight top competition. You know, fighting killer after killer after killer, elite fighter after elite fighter after elite fighter, and just being in there with the best. I mean, if you look back at his resume, man, he done been in there with Adrian Broner, Paulie Malignaggi, Danny Garcia, Yordenis Ugas, Kell Brook, Keith Thurman, Earl Spence Jr., you know, Devin Alexander. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he done fought. He as far as names on the resume, and not just names, because we not talking about like just names of guys that's like old and washed up like them guys that Canelo be fighting. I'm talking about real names, like guys that were like Keith Thurman, undefeated when he fought Shawn Porter. Kell Brook, undefeated. Danny Garcia, only one loss to Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? Yordenis Ugas, I believe, had only one loss. You know what I'm saying? Devin Alexander was, I know Devin Alexander he was coming off of being a champion. I don't know. I don't think he was undefeated at the time. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, these are top guys that he fought, you know, in their prime. Like, he fought Kell, even though he lost the fight to Kell Brook, that was a close match. And he fought Kell Brook when Kell Brook was at his very best. You know, fought Earl Spence, prime, undefeated. You know, had a very, very close fight. You know, some people even gave a nod to Shawn Porter. You know, even though the vast majority of people, you know, agreed that Earl Spence pulled that fight out. So I think Shawn Porter deserves to fight a guy like Formella. You know, this Formella dude, I mean, this is a guy that you would normally see Terrence Crawford fight on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? This is a guy, this is a mean machine. This is a Ray Robinson. This is, you know, what's that guy name? This is a Jeff Horn. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the type of guy that you would normally see Crawford fight on a regular basis. I think Shawn Porter deserves to fight a guy like this. And I'm rooting for Shawn Porter in this fight. I'm rooting for him to get a knockout. I think, you know, this will be good for his, I ain't going to say good for his confidence, because Shawn Porter is a very, very confident guy, very mentally strong guy, very, you know, a true competitor. You know what I'm saying? Shawn Porter really has a lot of people don't like his style, and I'm not the biggest fan of Shawn Porter's style, his original style, but he has like added a lot of different dimensions to his game. He's been able to create the balance between the brawling and roughhousing and the boxing and foot movement and jabs and feinting and all that. So his game has really just like matured so much. You know what I'm saying? So I am a fan of watching him fight more now than I ever was before. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't like his style still, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like I'm rooting for Shawn Porter in this fight. I'm rooting for him to get a stoppage. He haven't had a stoppage in a long time, but that's due to him fighting such high level competition night in and night out. And I would love to see him get in there and get a stoppage. I think it'll look good for him. And then hopefully after that, he can get a big fight, man. But, you know, Shawn Porter versus Sebastian Formella, August 22nd on Fox, PBC. I don't know what the undercard gonna look like, but it should be an entertaining matchup. I want to see some shit like Shawn Porter versus Paulie Malignaggi. I want him to go out there and dog this dude. I mean, that's just me coming from a fan perspective. You know what I'm saying? But best of luck to Formella as well. I hope it's a great fight. You know, but I'm looking for Shawn Porter to go out there and decapitate this dude. I mean, just take his head off clean. You know what I mean? Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. Contender Regime, boxing. I holler at y'all boys, man. Oh, and who y'all want to see Shawn Porter fight after this? You know what I'm saying? Who y'all want to see? I know I want to see Shawn Porter versus Terrence Crawford, but y'all let me know who y'all want to see Shawn Porter fight next, man. Contender Regime, boxing. I holler at y'all boys, man.